If you're struggling with the traditional school system, watch this. Hi, my name is Cheryl, and I'm probably a lot like you, a hesitant homeschooler. I never envisioned myself homeschooling, but I didn't really like what was going on in the public school system, so I had to learn what homeschooling was all about. 2 years ago, I started a podcast interviewing homeschooling families, and after discovering all that I've learned, it has led me to quit my government job and homeschool my children. And I am here today to tell you all that I have learned in the 2 years and over 100 homeschooling families that I have interviewed. Okay, let's break it down. If you're struggling in the traditional school system, you're not alone. Many parents feel like there's something off with the school system today, and that's because it was never designed with real learning in mind. Yeah, never. It's not that your kid doesn't want to learn. It's that the way the system is set up, it isn't engaging or natural for real learning. The school system was actually built to create the obedient worker. So schools were designed during the Industrial Revolution to create factory workers, not independent thinkers. I mean, think about it. Would the Rockefellers have invested millions of dollars? And at that time, that was a lot of money. Would they have invested that much money into a system that would pump out competitors to their business? Probably not. The structure of the school with the bells, the rigid schedule, following orders without questioning, this mimics the workplace hierarchy. Real learning happens through curiosity, play, exploration, not by sitting still, memorizing facts, and regurgitating them for a test. The age-based system, it's arbitrary and unnatural. The fact that your kid is 7 years old and must sit in a room with 30 other 7-year-olds is kind of crazy. They all have different backgrounds, different interests, different abilities for what they can learn when. Why would we put them all in the same room? Well, in the traditional school, kids are grouped by age rather than ability or interest. And it's because there's just so many kids. This is really the easiest way for them to do it. But this isn't how humans naturally learn. Real life is multi-age, where younger kids learn from older kids and vice versa. I mean, think about your last job. Were you all the same age? No, it'd be weird. That'd be weird if you were. Schools do this because of the logistics. It's easier to manage a large group of kids efficiently if they're all the same age and in the same room. It's not because it's the best way to learn. All right, the real reason kids are in school all day. Yeah, it takes 5 days a week, 6 hours a day to learn, right? Wrong. Schools function as a childcare so parents can work, especially in a world where most families rely on two incomes. This structure keeps the kids in a controlled environment, not necessarily in the best learning environment. Learning doesn't have to take 6 to 8 hours a day. Homeschoolers often accomplish their work in just an hour or two. Oh, the testing. These poor kids, they get so stressed out because of these tests. And do they measure anything, really? Tests don't measure real learning, curiosity, creativity, or a child's ability to solve real-world problems. Get this, standardized tests exist to measure schools and teachers, not to assess what a child truly understands or how they will succeed in life. Many highly successful adults did poorly on tests and thrived once they followed their passions. All right, let's be real here. Childhood should be about play, exploration, and curiosity. Learning happens naturally when kids are free to explore their interests. Instead of rushing them to achieve early, whatever that means, we should be focused on giving them a rich childhood, full of books, outdoor play, creativity, and hands-on experiences. What they actually need to be successful in life, they can learn in their high school years. All the rest can just be play and discovery. There is no need to force these rigid academics on young kids. In fact, in countries like Finland, they don't even start a formal education until age 7. When we shift our mindset, everything changes. I know that sounds so silly and like so cliche. You've got to shift your mindset. It never made sense to me until I was actually in it and doing it and living it. And I was like, oh, one day it just clicked. This is what they meant. This is what they meant the whole time. You're just living life together. I mean, it felt so foreign when I talked to unschoolers, especially in the beginning of my podcast, and I'd be like, but what do you do all day? Like, what do you do all day? You know what? They do what interests them because they have the time to find what interests them. And you'll be surprised with your kids too. The day will go by so fast and you'll wonder if you were even supposed to open up a math book. If we stop stressing about the traditional academic milestones, we can actually enjoy childhood with our kids. It's like enjoying your own childhood again, or like enjoying it for the first time if like you had a sucky childhood. They will learn everything they need to know when they are ready, especially if they're encouraged to pursue their natural interests. Instead of forcing them into a mold, we can help them by finding their own path and even create a future from their passions. You have options, okay? School isn't working for your child. Know that you don't have to stay stuck in the system. Homeschooling, unschooling, world schooling, or even just supplementing school with real-world learning can make a huge difference. Your child's education doesn't have to look like a classroom. It can look like life. Yeah, it's that easy. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the school system, trust your instincts. It's okay to question it. And you want to teach your child to question things too. That's something they won't learn in school. Your child is not broken. The system is. You are capable of creating a better learning experience for them, whether inside or outside the school system. Reading books like the Tuttle Twins series with your kids can open up so many doors to them that they're just not learning in school, and so much about how our government works and what our place in society really is. If any of this resonated with you, please give the video a like, a subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss my upcoming content. And don't forget to check out my podcast, The Homeschool How-To Interviews with Homeschoolers, to hear all the ways people are homeschooling worldwide. I will see you in the next video where we will dive into how to find your tribe.